run the debt bigger. The purpose of the stimulus is to get us to spend more. See, the market is trying to correct the problems. People are trying to save more. That's the solution. But the government doesn't want the solution. The government wants more spending. So I said to them, how can you support the stimulus when the specific goal of the stimulus is to drive us deeper into debt with more spending? And all he could come up with was this whole idea that, well, the hair of the dog. He says, well, we need a little bit more debt now so that we can solve the debt problems later. It's like, well, that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like saying you go to the doctor and you're like 300 pounds and the doctor tells you got to lose some weight or you're going to get a heart attack. And you say, okay, here's my plan. First I'm going to put on another 100 pounds. And then I'm going to go on a diet. Well, if you're too fat, why would you want to put on 100 pounds? And then, now you got to lose weight starting at 400. I mean, wouldn't it be better to start at 300? I don't understand how, if we all acknowledge that we have too much debt, right, why wouldn't we want to shrink the debt right now? See, the answer is, well, the economy is too weak. We can't shrink it now. We just have to get it healthier. We need to get more economic growth, and then we'll pay down the debt. The assumption is we can get economic growth by making the debt bigger. We can't. The biggest problem for real economic growth is the debt is already too big. It is draining all the resources out of the economy that we need to grow it. So we can't really grow the economy by borrowing more money. We can grow our spending, but only by growing our debt and making the problem bigger. The point is we have to deal with these problems right now. Because as we make the debt bigger, the problem is that much more difficult. Think about the trillions and trillions of dollars